All right, a couple of housekeeping items. That is obviously the longest now the school record for consecutive home victories at 20. Khadijah had another double-double tonight. And the 5 turnovers are the lowest since we did 5 against App State at home last year. So, with that, we'll open up for questions.
Guys, kind of another slow start shooting-wise, but you guys managed to overcome, force turnovers again. It just seems like it was almost very similar to what happened on Thursday, and then you put your foot on their throat. Just kind of talk about that slow start and how you guys got going.
We just had to keep our mentality. I mean, we're going to have, games where we're not going to hit our first couple of shots, and we can't let that get us down. We just have to mainly focus on the defensive end and take care of business there.
What changed there? I guess it was middle of the first quarter, late first quarter, defensively for you guys. It was pretty clear that you kind of you were frustrating them, and you were getting more pressure and creating turnovers. Did y'all just step up your defensive intensity or what?
I mean, Coach Boyer talked to us in that last time out. He was just like, guys, we've got to get some pressure, or else this is going to be a long night for us because we're going to be defending for 29, seconds on the shot clock. But I think that we just turned it up another notch. We knew that we had to get going defensively, or else, we weren't going to be able to push the ball in transition or anything like that. So.
Did you sense some frustration on their part as you guys started creating some turnovers? Did they get a little rattled? I mean, could you feel that from them?
Yeah, I could tell. Once we picked our pressure up and everything, they kind of stopped worrying about setting a bunch of screens, and they just started burying their heads and trying to get to the basket, and that kind of got us in trouble a little bit on the foul end. But once we kind of adjusted to what they were doing, we were fine.
Khadijah, it seemed like early on they were able to hit a few shots in close at the basket. And, I know Coach Boyer was saying something about, maybe you guys trying to stop and slow them down there. I mean, just the mentality for you guys, it just seems like when you guys flip that switch, it seems obvious, like what you just brought up. Defensively, it just seems like it changes the entire game. I mean,
yeah, it does. We get a lot of energy from our defense. We can get out and get steals because that allows us to run and just get transition baskets and make plays. So our defense is a big key.
Andrea, did you feel like your defense tonight kind of led to your offense, kind of jump-started your offense, I guess?
Well, I kind of thought it started from whenever we were actually in our zone offense and we just got good ball movement. I thought that was a key thing for us because usually we kind of get stuck when teams zone us a little bit, but I thought tonight we did a really good job with ball movement.
I know several times on steal, I know one time you had a steal, transition back down there, y'all really pushing it, and sometimes you found a little lane through there and scored, and it just seemed like, after y'all did that several times, they were kind of looking around like, well, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I think when teams, when we get out in the passing lane and we get going after back-to-back, I think teams really do get frustrated, and it's a credit to, our whole team on the defensive end.
we talked about this on Thursday. You guys are going to face a bunch of teams that want to play zone with you guys. I mean, they feel like that's the way to slow you down, if you will. But how much is that experience helping you guys? It seems like even since Thursday, you guys adapted even more to, when they're trying to play zone with you guys are making them pay.
Yeah, that's just a huge emphasis Coach Boyer had since Thursday is we've got to get the ball moving in zone because like you said, sometimes we do get stuck and we're like, well, what do we do? And just throw up, perimeter shots. So he's like, we still have to do our man principles. We still have to attack, keep the ball moving. And once we got that rolling, we were good.
Seems like, too, with both of you, no matter if you guys start 0 for 2 or 0 for 5, that it really doesn't phase you guys. I mean, you guys continue to fire the ball up. I mean, just talk of each one of you individually about that confidence that you guys have. It seems like you guys always find a way to shoot your way out of it.
Well, for me, I know Coach Johnson's always on my butt every single time. She's like, I don't care if you have this many shot attempts, you better still shoot the ball. And I'm just like, ugh, I'm missing, I continue to miss, but I just kind of, I have to have that mentality, who cares if you miss it? You just got to keep shooting the ball because it'll fall eventually.
And I'm kind of the same way. You have to have that mentality, especially as a shooter, because if you start doubting yourself, then they're going to just back off and leave you stranded there. So you just have to keep shooting the ball and tell yourself that the next one's going in.
you guys continue to find. I mean, it's the steady constant is you two each game, but there's always a third and sometimes a fourth. And again, this time it was Jess. She was back. I mean, maybe with you two talking to the teammates in practice and you know the emphasis there, the confidence that you give the rest of the girls around you guys to have these moments, because we obviously know you guys can go a long way, but you're going to need third and fourth option, and if there's a night maybe you're off or foul trouble or whatever, but maybe how you guys deal with your teammates in regards to that with the confidence.
Just keep boosting them up and let them know, hey, like any night could be your night. Just keep doing what you're doing. You never know when your time's gonna come, and when your team needs you, step up and take care of business.
Anything else, guys? Hey, ladies.